Welcome, everybody. This is John Palmadocha, Doctor of Speed Selling, and this is another exciting episode. This is Raging Verbalist number 154. If you're brand new, great, welcome. Glad that you're here. If you're, been here for a while, glad you're back. Always hit that like, subscribe, the bell, all of those things in YouTube land. Also, we're on our Facebook page, which is Position to Win Book, Position to Win Book. And as always, the person who stands in for you, the person who asks me the questions and elicits these nuggets and all of that. I could say nuggets of wisdom. Anyway, that is the ever lovely Sandra. Sandra, welcome.
Hi there. How are you?
Good. And you look like you're in a festive mood. You've got, blinking lights behind you and all of that.
That's right. That's right. Ready to go.
Cool. So what are we talking about today? What's going on?
We are talking about Black Friday. So can you give us a little history of Black Friday and when it started?
Well, Black Friday is really the launch of the Christmas selling season, and it's the day after Thanksgiving. Now, previously, whenever you heard something like black and a day, like Black Friday, usually meant like disaster on Wall Street or something. But retailers figured out that they could get people excited by calling it Black Friday. And what they would do is they would say, if you want to get super deals, you come in on Black Friday and you shop the day after Thanksgiving and away you go. And in fact, since 2005, it's the busiest retailing day of the year. And of course, what these people would start doing, I'm talking about all the retailers, is they started years ago saying we're going to open at 7 a.m. and then 6 a.m. and then 5 a.m. And then before you know it, we're already into Thanksgiving. So you could start in Thanksgiving, but it's all of that. So it's kind of the mad rush of that. And it doesn't mean bad things anymore, because for retailers, it means selling lots of stuff and having lots of sales. And it has changed over time, but it is still a thing, still going on.
All right. And how did the shutdown alter and change Black Friday?
Well, is only one way to say it, is that it was a bad thing, because it got people, even though we were already leaning towards going out and doing shopping, via the internet and shopping from, our phones and all that. And it pushed it even further away, especially in a place like California. You could only have so many people in the store at a certain time. Part of the excitement of any of these kinds of shopping extravaganzas is the intensity and the energy, and everybody's in there and they're fighting for the merchandise and they're going for this and going for that. And the shutdown really screwed that up, and it altered that. And a lot of retailers have gone broke. And in fact, there's probably some more to come. And it's a little bit too bad, a little sad. But yeah, so Black Friday got changed quite a bit. Though last year we saw kind of a big resurgence because we would open back up and away we went.
All right. And what's up with all of these early Black Friday sales?
Well, nobody was happy with opening up at 7 a.m. and then, 6 and then 5 and then the day before. And now, there's early Black Friday. I was recently at a Costco, and I can tell you that was just like, bedlam, amazing amount of people there buying stuff, filling carts, going wild. And we're not even, this was before Thanksgiving, and they're already on things. In fact, I bought something on Black Friday, sale level, because it was already put out on Black before that. So Costco's done it. Amazon, of course, is like kind of the worst, because they even have one in like July Black Friday, which is like, or whatever they're calling their thing, Prime Day, I think it is, so it's like Prime Beef, so Prime Shopping Day or something. And so yeah, they went crazy with that. And my email is flooded with Amazon offers. Have you thought about this? And have you thought about that? And it's just kind of crazy. And then of course, who can forget Walmart? To do research for this, I guess I could call it that way, so it's deductible or something. I was at a Walmart, and it was also crazy. People buying stuff, stacking up the carts, away you go. And then, I haven't gone to the other place, but you said that the Target also started early this year too.
Yeah, Target was starting deals. I think Walmart started November 7th or something like that. And so Target followed suit and was like same within the same week they had deals. And I've been getting stuff for little nieces and nephews. So they've had all kinds of toy deals, and those have been yeah, going on for a while now.
Well, since you've got them working on the, in the, the workhouses, I mean, sometimes you have to give them a little cheer, right?
That's right. That's right.
I mean, it's tough in the Midwest. I mean, you got to get them working. It's there's never too little to do when you're actually out in a farm, is it?
Right. Yeah. There's always something for everyone of all ages.
Exactly. Never say you're bored, because they'll give you a shovel and they'll say, "There's a stack and a pile, and it's just for you."
That's right. That's exactly right.
All
All right.
right. So what's next?
Yeah. So are you going to be shopping on Black Friday this year?
So the reason why I went to these places beforehand, and I knew that this would be getting deals, is that I'm trying to avoid going shopping on Black Friday, just because it is just insane traffic, even crazier people, and all of that. Plus, just like you buy a little bit here, you buy a little bit there, you kind of get it all figured out ahead of time. So in some ways, it's kind of lost its gut punch. It lost its excitement in a way, primarily because we can get deals and we could go find stuff on Amazon and pick up stuff. There used to be I used to do a lot more probably impulse buying. Hey, yeah, I always needed the the full series of some obscure sitcom, but now not really heated up and pushing for that. So I will probably be staying in the bunker. But how about yourself? I know that you're a shopper, sharp elbows and all. But so what about yourself?
That's right. I gotta start working on it now, yeah, so I'll be going out and about and doing online shopping, even though I've already done some online shopping, but it's a good time for deals. And sometimes um, in store might be the only option. So we might as well check it out. But two of the more least exciting places I'm probably going to go would be Menards or Lowe's, because we have a new house. So I might as well get a deal on something I need. So why not? Why not?
Yeah, it's always exciting to go get yourself a drill, or a post hole digger or something like that. I mean, it's got to be great. So and speaking of what would be a great gift to get everybody, and you don't even have to leave your house, but you can if you want, is you can pick up, of course, my book. And the book is Most Businesses Fail in Their First 5 Minutes. It just takes them 3 to 5 years to realize it. And it's available physically at places like Amazon, Barnes and Noble, Books a Million. You can go get it from those guys, or you can get it digitally. So you can go get it digitally, and you can say, "Hey, I want to download it on my Kindle or give it to somebody on Nook or Apple iBooks." Also, if you go to position2winbook.com, and you go in there, and there's a place where you can have me sign it and inscribe it. So if you go in there and say, just type in the words Black Friday, you'll get 25% off of the book. I mean, I don't even know how we stay in business. And also, you after that, you just tell me what you want me to say, and I won't just say Black Friday, but I will take off the 25%. Also, if you have to work at some point in time, get Remote Work for a Better World, and that's available exclusively in the Amazon Kindle store, and away we go. All right, so Sandra, what is next? Put it on me.
All right. So is it too late if you have a business to do a Black Friday sale?
Well, I would say that it's getting long in the tooth, to say the least. But my suggestion is that if you have any type of list whatsoever, you should compose and put together a Black Friday something and send it out to people and see if you get some people who are interested. You never know. But this actually raises a bigger point, and we need to probably go into this in greater depth at some point in time, is that I encourage every client to sit down and put together a marketing calendar, a promotional calendar. And if you ask me when you should have started thinking about Black Friday, was probably last January. But now you can start looking forward and start planning for next year. I mean, they have calendars that go out as far as the eye can see, and you can start putting that together, because if you do that, then your promotions will be better. Biggest mistake people make is sporadic. Promotions are really a bad idea. I was at one of my timeshares recently, was talking to the people who were in charge of marketing ostensibly, and I said, hey, when you guys have specials, I don't know when the specials happen. They said, well, every once in a while we'll send out an email. Well, yeah, I couldn't find the emails I ever got. So I would say that you should start planning those things sooner. But if you have not, write a quick email and say, we love you as a client or a customer or whatever you call them. And we have a deal on Black Friday in the next couple of days. And you don't want it to just linger out there, because see, the longer promotions linger, this is the downside. You can start as early as you want, but the longer the deals linger, the less effective they become, because people just go, yeah, this is now the real price. This isn't really a discounted price.
Right. And what about Small Business Saturday?
So this is a contrivance. I mean, I've worked with people who have actually tried to make this work. And what it is it's trying to make people aware that Small Business Saturday, shop locally, get to know people. And sadly, because of the shutdown, a lot of small businesses have closed up shop, or they have altered what they're doing. I would encourage anybody who has any kind of retail store. Biggest thing is build a list, so you can get them in when this is going to take place. Also, think about some specialty items that you might be able to get in. It's a little late right now, but Small Business Saturday is designed to help small businesses and raise awareness that small businesses can, in fact, get a piece of that big giant, pie that exists out there for retail.
Right. And what about Cyber Monday?
Well, Cyber Monday is that before we all kind of got Amazonized, if it's even a word or not, is the fact that the people would not necessarily buy or mix things. So Sandra is, of course, at this cutting edge, because I'm sure she's in the store looking at something, and then she's looking at it online, and she's swapping back and forth, buying it live or buying it, online, or whatever it happens to be. So Cyber Monday came about because people said, hey, why don't we call it something? And why compete with Black Friday when we can call it Cyber Monday, which is kind of cool. I have not seen the discounts as severe or as appealing as before. If you have an online business, you might want to play with this and see what you can do to kind of get people's attention, get people's interest. Also, anything special that you can put in that is not normally what you sell people. That's usually the challenge that I see, is that somebody will sell what they've been selling anyway, and they just discount it a little bit. So we got to think about that.
Right. And what are some recommendations you have for this Black Friday?
Well, I'll tell you that I'll give you a few things, and then I know that. So Sandra is our shopper extraordinaire. So she's going to help us all. A couple things. First off is that televisions, if you have been waiting to buy a 4K television, things have gone kind of crazy. Usually you have to wait until, like football playoff season or something. But televisions have gone like crazy. I mean, really crazy. And so I mean, I've seen things as cheap. And again, this is not what I would consider highest grade, but like a 32-inch television for $117 at Costco, yikes. I mean, that's like crazy. All the way up to an 85-inch Sony high-end that's like less than $2,000, used to be $4,000 or $5,000. So televisions are like a big deal. And by the way, if you haven't figured this out, I mean, every single television that I own, I have a computer attached to it, so I can get access to everything. So that's like one of the things I see. Also, I was reading today that the iPhone Pro, the iPhone Pros are going to sell out. How wouldn't you love to be in a position like Apple where you're going to sell out of these things? So you better get your orders in early. And as of like yesterday afternoon when the article dropped, it was already being pushed out to December the 14th for delivery. So if you have a date fetish, that usually and if you don't know what that means, it means that, if it doesn't happen by Christmas, you're sad and bummed out and you can't really call it a good thing. Frankly, if somebody was, and any of you out there want to send me an i14 Pro Max, I mean, if you want to send it to me and it comes in after Christmas, I think I'll be able to steal up and I'll keep it, by the way. So just kidding, but it just amazes me when people get so fixated on a date. Give somebody a little card that says, hey, you got some really cool stuff coming. So those are the two things that I see. And Sandra, talk about what you've been buying. I mean, you've been supporting the economy and you've got some things going on. So what did you get?
All right, so a couple of items I haven't gotten yet, but I have people in mind for these.
Oh,
So digital picture frame, that is, I know it's kind of a throwback, but it's connected to an app with unlimited friends and family. And so if you have a parent or a grandparent, it's just any family member can upload those pictures. So they're always seeing the pictures. And so some people just really like that. So there you go.
my warning though, since and I
Disclaimer.
is that if you're a person out there who is taking, you know, risque photos, fancy way of saying sexting and things like that, you may want to do a little separation so grandma doesn't go, is that Tanya's? Oh boy, she's in shape. Yeah, you may want to be careful with that. So
No
uh,
accidental uploads, please.
yeah, exactly. And we're not responsible if you put up something that gets everybody shocked, and all of that. So okay, so
That's
so
right. That's
so with
right.
that warning, and you're right, it is a throwback. I mean, a digital, when you said digital picture frame, I was thinking, let me check the calendar here. So
Well, you don't have to physically upload them on the frame, which is what the old technology was. At least now it's all through an app. Just anybody can do it.
yeah, and
There
and
you
and
go.
I remember those days, and you load them
Yep.
in, and then and if they were the wrong resolution or wrong size, or they were sideways, and oh yeah, it was always fun. So yeah.
That's right. That's right. So this next one is an electric wine bottle opener slash preserver. So if you don't finish your bottle, you can re-vacuum seal it. So, and it has a little dial for like the date. So you can know when you opened it and how old it is. So that's handy.
So for those of you who are not guzzlers and who are sippers of something, this may be a cool idea because of course wine, it does get better with age to a certain point, but once it gets exposed to oxygen, it starts to deteriorate. And so it's something you got to think about. So yeah, and that sounds like, and is that expensive? Or is that like,
I don't think I'm trying to remember, probably like $40. It's on
oh,
Amazon, but it's not, I think depending on the level of greatness you want, the price goes up, but it's still like under 100. So
and I'm sure they have one with an app that tells you it's time to
I'm
drink some
sure.
more. You
I'm
know,
sure.
you know, the
Oh,
booze alert. Yeah, I like that one. The booze alert.
notifications.
Yeah.
Perfect. Okay, this next one is a Barefoot Dreams throw blanket. And there's a lot of hype over this throw blanket being like so amazing and so soft, and everybody wants it. And the name brand is more expensive, but Amazon has like a ton of dupes, we should say, or, you know, you
Yeah,
know,
counterfeiters.
yep. So so if you don't want to spend for the nice one, you can always kind of go with the dollar store version of it.
Now, will Amazon sell you a fake label so you can sew it into the cheap one? So everybody at your family goes, "Oh my God, they bought me the expensive one."
Right.
Yeah,
I'm sure there might be a couple of sketchy Amazon sellers out there willing to
sure, yeah.
willing to do that. And then this one, it's pretty interesting, and it's an alarm clock that mimics the sunrise, so it gets brighter and brighter as the time goes on. So, or you might have an avid napper in the family that might that might need that. I don't know, one of those things.
Now let's see. I think I'm seeing a theme. So you're drinking wine. and you're sealing it up, and then you got the
There
little
you go.
blankie, and then you fall asleep, and the alarm wakes you up and
That's right.
says, "Hey, yeah, okay, I
It's
got
tomorrow.
it. You missed Christmas."
Yeah. Well, that's why you have the digital picture frame. You can see the family will upload pictures and you won't miss out. See?
There you go. There you go.
It's
Yeah,
perfect.
yeah.
Now, this one was an early Christmas gift to myself, which is the Shark stick vacuum. And that has been very popular as well. It breaks apart so you can have a little handheld vacuum. You can still have one that works on the floor, or it has the long stick part where you can vacuum really high and on the ceiling fan or in the corners of the wall where a cobweb might show up or something, and it has a different attachment for the end of it. We don't have a lot of carpet, so one of those is perfect. I love it. It's a pricier item, but I do recommend it. So that's one that I've already used quite a bit off of my list. So
So,
there's
so,
deals on them right now.
so,
There are deals.
so you broke into the box early and said, "Yep, I need to have this because I don't want my holiday to suck." I had to do it.
But I'm
Well,
bummed.
well, and one of the worst gifts I ever gave to my wife, and I mean, I'm still married, but I actually went to Costco years ago and because we moved to a new house, bought a really great vacuum, and I thought she was going to love it, and I would say it was probably, I should not have just wrapped it up and made it into a gift. I should have just said, "Hey, we bought the vacuum for the house." So, but Sandra's a little bit different. She's more down to earth on these things, and you know. All right, so we got the Shark vacuum. All right, anything else? Any last
uh,
cool item?
there, oh, I could mention a couple. Birkenstocks have made a huge comeback, by the way. There's some
Yeah.
deals on those right now. And
So
also,
if you want to have some of the ugliest shoes you've ever seen in your life, I mean, yeah,
but you'll pay less for them.
you'll be getting money
There you
back.
go.
Yeah, you'll be
That's
saving some
right.
dough. Okay.
That's right. That's right. And one that I found out that you were an early adopter on was the cat fountain. That's popular.
And for those of you who don't know, a cat fountain isn't something that sprays cats out of a fountain. What it does is it recirculates water because cats, not only are they finicky eaters, but they're finicky drinkers. And what you do is you fill this thing up and you plug it in, and it circulates the water and it spurts out. And cats love the little fountain, and they like drinking fresh water because it aerates it and makes it better, and they like that better. It's ironic because we have a big bowl for the dog who comes in the house, and then we have this thing for the cats, and every once in a while the dog will go over and just guzzle this whole thing down, and I got to keep refilling the thing because he thinks it's pretty cool too. He's like, "Hey, look at that babbling brook. Hey, well, that must be for me." So all right. Well, so there are your gift ideas. I'm sure there's many, many more of them. Amazon's got 9 trillion items or whatever it is. And, Costco had all kinds of things that I just saw and went, okay, because, people keep coming up with great ideas and great stuff. So hopefully you'll have a great Black Friday. Hopefully you have a lot of fun on it. Don't spend too much. Sometimes people get a little crazy when they go shopping and they go buying all kinds of things that they eventually don't even want or use, and all that. But I guess I'm just trying to be the voice of reason for a second. And with that, I just want to thank all of you who have joined us on this Black Friday and are ready to go out there and now. And we really needed I was thinking maybe we'd have like a starting pistol, bang, and they go, everybody goes racing out the door and all of that. So for myself, John Paul Mendoza, Dr. Speedy Selling, and of course the lovely Sandra, go out and have a great Black Friday and a great long weekend. And we'll be seeing you next week on the next episode of the Raging Verbalist.